Good morning, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here live from the Beehive. Well, if you're watching this on YouTube, it will not be live, or if you're watching it a little later, you won't be watching it live, but I'm so glad that you joined me anyway, and please feel free, even if you're not joining me live, please feel free to leave me a message below, and I read my messages and I try and get back to you if you have a question for me, so please do that. I'd love to hear from you. Today is Casing Tuesday, and that's the day when we pick a card out of the catalog and we give it a makeover. And we have a Facebook group for that, and you're welcome to join us there and post your own card. And so basically it's just a card makeover. The great thing about card makeovers is that it gives you a starting point. For instance, last night at around, I don't know, 7 o'clock, I've been so busy and I needed to create a card for this week. And I took a look at the base card and I changed some things out and I created my card, and my design was done in less than half an hour. I didn't time myself, but it didn't take me more than half an hour from start to finish, even including the photography. So that's a great thing. Sometimes we're busy and we need to create a card quickly, and we have this resource, the catalog, right at our fingertips. And so this gets us in the habit of looking at cards and figuring out how we can use them as a resource. And the fun thing is, if you join us here each week, you can play along with us, take that card and recreate it as well. We can see what we all do and we leave each other comments, and so it's kind of interactive, and so it's a great thing. It's also a great way to get you out of your comfort zone, because often we like to stamp a certain style. My style tends to be really clean, tends towards the simple, like if I do a 3D, it could be complex, but my design actually, my decorating part of it tends to be a little bit more simplistic. I like clean lines. So sometimes the cards have a really busy feel to them, and it's great for me to try out that style. And maybe you're a person that has more busy style, likes a lot of different elements, so this will help you to, try a style maybe that's a little cleaner, simple lines. And so it's great for all of us, even experienced stampers. I've been stamping over a dozen years, and it's good for me, and it's good for beginners too. I just want to say hello to everyone who just joined me. I am going to turn my camera around now, and I'm going to show you the card we're making over this week, and we'll get started. Let me see my little button here. There is my view this morning. We have blue skies, a sunshiny day. I love it. All right. So today's card, it's this card right here. This stamp set is called Enjoy Life. I don't have it yet. It's a beautiful stamp set. I don't have it, so I had to figure out what to do with this big, large focal point. And the first thing that came to mind was to use designer series paper. And right now we have this great sale going on. Buy 3, get 1 free. And this is one of the papers that's on the sale. It's called Under the Mistletoe. And it's great. Guess what month it is? It's July. A lot of people start their Christmas projects this month, and it's great. We already have a paper available. And if you needed a lot of this paper, you could get 4 packs of it, and the 4th pack would be free. You'd buy 3 and you get the 4th one free, or you can mix and match. Let me just really quickly run down the papers because it's such a great sale and I don't want you to miss out. There are, if you have a copy of the catalog, the papers start on page 189 and they go to 191, the ones that are on sale. It doesn't include this top one, but the Twinkle Twinkle Designer Series paper it has navies, let me see, it has soft sea foam and petal pink in it. Under the Mistletoe paper has real red and shaded spruce in it. Nature's Poem Designer Series paper has Blackberry Bliss, Grapefruit Grove, rich raspberry, among other colors. Then over here, we've got this beautiful Petal Promenade paper with all these pretty roses in it. Tranquil Textures Designer Series paper, Animal Expedition paper, Best Root Designer Series paper, this gorgeous Garden Impressions paper. You need to get this paper. It's so, so pretty. It is a 6x6 pack versus the 12x12s on this page. Gorgeous. The Tropical Escape paper also is perfect for summer. It has our new color in it, Granny Apple Green, and the pink. What color is the pink? Oh, Blushing Bride. And then also finally the Wood Textures paper down here is also on that special. So it's buy 3, mix and match, and get 1 free. So that's kind of a cool special to be going on right now. So that's why paper was on my mind, and that's why I used it for this card. This is not a hard card. It's a card that anyone can do. And I love that you can use different papers within the same collection to create the card. It's not just a one-trick pony. So I'm going to show you this card today using a different paper. So it's really simple. So let me show you how I did that. So I start off with a card base. This shaded spruce cardstock is beautiful. It's a nice deep green. Great for Christmas. I love the depth of the green. It's dark without being too dark. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes when a cardstock is too dark, you almost can't see the color on camera, or you can't see the color when you take a photo of it. But this is a nice green without being too dark. It's 8.5 by 5.5 and scored in half at the 4 1/4 inch mark, and that's what makes up the card base. Then I took a piece of the Designer Series paper. See how I did this paper for my first card, and then now I'm going to use this paper for my second card. This piece is a 3 3/4 inches by 4 1/4 inches. 3 3/4 by 4 1/4. Can't say that for some reason. So, oh, before I adhere this down, I want to stamp some little sprigs behind here. So I'm going to use this Ready for Christmas stamp set. Now, this stamp set has a cute little dog in the staircase, and you probably didn't recognize that the stamp set was used on this card because I'm just using some of the elements out of it that don't necessarily make up the main images that you would think of this card. So I am using the tree here, and I'm using it as a branch instead of a tree. And we're going to use the beautiful shaded spruce ink pad. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to ink up the bottom of my tree. And I'm going to stamp it down here in the corner. Now, I didn't stamp or ink this all up because I'm only going to be using a portion of it and the paper is going to be covering it. So I just want to ink up part of it. Okay, it looks really bad right now, but trust me, it will look better in a second. Then I'm going to take it again, ink up the bottom part, and this time I'm just going to angle it right so there's a little bit down here in the corner peeking out. All right, that looks like a hot mess, doesn't it? No worries, I will fix it. So now we're going to take this paper and we're going to put glue on the back. Look how this paper on the back has this really neutral kind of speckly pattern on it. So if you don't like the busy paper on the front of the card, there's also the option to use the back of the paper. Stampin' Up! Tends to do that, do kind of a busy pattern on one side and then a simpler on the other. So now when I line this up, that looks a lot better, doesn't it? Because I've got just a little peak of the pine branches on the outside. It doesn't look like a tree at all. Hello everyone that's joining me. Okay, so now to create the banner on this card, let me flip up the bow aside a little bit. It's not quite as deep as the one that if you would use the triple banner punch. So it's kind of a shallower banner. So how do you do that? So I've got a piece of Whisper White cardstock here, and I'm just going to take a ruler. I want to have this one come up about 3/8 of an inch. So I'll make myself a little mark, 3/8 of an inch up from the bottom. And then my width of my banner is 2 inches. So I'm just going to make myself a mark 1 inch over. And then I'm just going to take this little ruler and just, now I've drawn on my thing with a pencil mark, but I'll get rid of that in a second. I'm just going to draw on here. That looks wrong. I went to the wrong pencil mark. Let me fix that. I did it with the first pencil mark, and that was just to remind me where the 3/8 inches was. And now I need to go over to here. All right. So I actually did it on the other side as well. I did it better on that side. So now I just go and cut up the line. If you're making a lot of these cards, what you do is you use this piece as a template. So I'll show you how I do that. So now I've got my little banner all perfected. So now I can take an exact same size piece of paper. So this one was 2 inches by 2 3/4 of an inch. So now I just line that up, and now I can use this as a template and just trace that line on there. So I don't have to measure each time, right? That measuring is not so much fun to do. So now you can just use that as a template. Cut these out in front of the television, or if you have to wait somewhere and then you have something to do, but now you have the second one. And it's really easy then to just keep using it as a template and create more of them. So now I have to decide, do I want to use, this paper has a lot more real red in it, so I could use the shaded spruce color for this. I've got my bow already tied, so what do you think? Shall I do shaded spruce or shall I do real red? I think I'm going to do shaded spruce. So let's have a look here. Open this up, and I've got my greeting. So let me ink this up. And when I was doing this last night, I kept getting it on my work surface. So let me protect my work surface with a little paper. And I've got it on the corner of my block now too. I've got ink everywhere. So let me just kind of see, make sure it's straight. Okay. There, that looks pretty good. I've also got ink on my fingers too. Do you do that? Do you get ink all over yourself while you're stamping? I find especially I get ink all over myself when I'm stamping with the camera, because the camera's right kind of in my visual line. So I'm like reaching around in here and I can't see exactly where I'm going. Hello, Rails. She's here from Australia. That's so cool. So anyway, I've got this one right here, and that will go right there. Ooh, I like that shaded spruce banner. That looks pretty cool. So then I just take some Tombow and add it. And I want it maybe about 1/2 inch from the top, and actually about 1/2 inch in from the side too. Make sure it's straight. I think I have a bit of, I have all my erasers on the other side of the room. I have a pencil mark. You guys can't even see it, but it's bothering me. I'll get it later. So then I'll just take my little bow that I tied earlier. This is, it's in a combo pack with some pink ribbon as well. It's this beautiful ribbon right here. And I don't know the exact name of the ribbon. It's a combo pack. It's like a metallic combo pack. my supply list is on my blog, and there's a link to my blog in the description of this video. So if you want to find out what this ribbon is, just go there and click on it, and it will take you right to the store so you can get the full description on it. So I just put a little mini glue dot on the ribbon, and then I can come down here and just add it. Isn't that pretty with the with all the shaded spruce going on? This just adds like a nice little touch. Then I'm going to take some of these real red rhinestones, and I'm just going to add them strategically in certain spots. On the other one, I'm taking my paper piercing tool. Oh, come on. This little guy just does not want to lift up. All right, I've got him with my fingers. He's going to go right here. On this one, I did it on the little berries. On this other one, I'm going to have to get a little creative. Okay, there we go. So maybe, I'm trying to think. Maybe I'll put one right here. I'm trying to find spots to anchor them. But that just provides like a little bit of bling. So when the card lifts up, it catches the little bling on there. I don't know if you can see that. It's hard sometimes with the lighting. Oh, I think I saw a little bit on that top one up there. So there is the card. It's not terribly complex, but look, all this paper did so much of the work for us. And then you can still see the outside greetings, a wish for everything merry, right? If you like the traditional Merry Christmas on your cards, that's what you can stamp on the inside then. So a wish for everything merry, and then you open it up and you can say Merry Christmas. So it's kind of a cute little intro greeting to the inside of the card, right? So I kind of like the way that works. And it's July, and you can get this Christmas paper already, so I love that too. And there's so many great papers that are on that special, so you know, even if you don't need 4 packs of the Christmas paper, okay, I'm going to tell you which ones are my favorite packs. I have some of them already, not all of them, but okay, if I were to choose paper and get them right now, my first one would be the Garden Impressions paper. I love this paper. It's so pretty. I would get the Tropical Escape paper. I'd also get the Wood Textures paper if I didn't have that one. And the Petal Promenade paper. It's got those beautiful roses. Those are kind of my top picks. I also like the Animal Expedition if you have that animal stamp set that goes with it. And of course, the Under the Mistletoe paper, so you can already start on your Christmas projects. So those are my favorites out of the group. So let me just check before I turn this around. And someone here from North Carolina, let me see everyone where we're posting from. And Sherry's here from Washington State. That's awesome. I love Washington State. I will be in Washington State. I'm going on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip, so I will be leaving from Seattle. We're cruising to Alaska, so we'll be there soon. And Washington State's very close to my home province, which is British Columbia. And of course, I already mentioned someone's here from Australia. Yay, that's so cool. And Janine said, Shaded Spruce is a gorgeous color. It is. I love it. I've been using it quite a bit. And also, I love the Soft Sea Foam too. I've been using a lot of that too. All right, and someone's here from Illinois. That's so cool. Let me turn around. I haven't had any questions. It's not really a complicated card today, so I know that's why we didn't have any questions, but I like having cards that aren't complicated, don't you? Because a lot of the times we spend, you know, a lot of time doing really complex cards, and sometimes it's just fun to stamp like an easy card, one that doesn't take super long, and it just has pretty ribbon and pretty bling. It just relaxes me to stamp, you know, a nice easy card. The great thing about this one is that you could do this card with different paper as well, right? You'd have to find a greeting that's kind of got that up and down for the little banner on the side. But this is definitely a card that could be repeated. Instead of having the pine branches coming out on the side, you stamp some tone-on-tone flowers if your paper's floral. So I like this for using designer series paper. This swatch is 3 3/4 by 4 1/4. So that would mean that you could get 6 pieces out of one piece of 12 by 12. So it's probably better for the 12 by 12 than it is for the 6 by 6 paper, because 6 by 6 you could only get 1 out of each. So, but anyway, I can't wait to see what you guys do with this card. Join our Facebook group, Casing Tuesday. The link is in the description. Come join us over on the group, or come look at our group if you're not want to join yet. You just want to go in. It's a public group, so you can see what we're doing over there. You can see our samples, and I hope you'll join, so that way you can post your own card, and we would love to see that and comment on it. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I will be doing one more Facebook Live for Casing Tuesday next Tuesday, and then I will be gone for 2 weeks. We're going on the cruise, and then we're off to see my parents and my sister in British Columbia. So I will do one more the next Tuesday, and then we'll be all the way in August until I do another Facebook Live. But I hope you guys will join me next week, and I will see you then. Have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.